Hello and welcome to the Online Educators Forum. I'm your host, Reverend Dr. Lindsay Andreolli-Comstock, and today I am pulling back the curtain. I'm going to tell you, our viewers, how you can differentiate between intentional online learning from what is now being called emergency pandemic online learning. Now, you might be thinking, what's the difference? It's all just learning online. We just log in or sign on to some sort of virtual tool and we receive our education. Learning that would have been received in a face-to-face environment otherwise. Well, actually, that's not true. Prior to the onset of the pandemic in early 2020, many schools, universities, seminaries, and even continuing education programs were already shifting to online as a way of expanding their reach and for some to save on the expenses of brick and mortar institutions. In fact, even as far back as 2016, online learning was considered one of the fastest growing industries in the world, even more so now. So if online learning was already on the move, what's the big deal with identifying intention at this point? Well, intentional programs are those who understand online learning as a unique learning experience that requires different training for instructors and facilitators and a different pedagogical approach to learning due to the environment and ways in which people engage with technology. And while there's not just one way to do online learning, there are some characteristics of intentional programs that truly enhance the teaching experience in ways that make transformative learning more possible. So, characteristic number 1, date of formation. Now, there are a lot of really incredible online learning programs that didn't begin to develop until after the onset of the pandemic. But if you find yourself in a program that was already online prior to the pandemic, say 2019 or before, then you are likely working with an institution or organization that had a head start in understanding the unique needs of online learning, and likely is still ahead in their ability to shift with emerging technologies. Characteristic number 2, training for instructors. Now, this is a big one for me. When the pandemic first hit, so many instructors and professors around the world, from grade school to graduate level, were essentially thrust online. And while that is understandable for programs that weren't online before, it has been 2 solid years, folks. Good online learning programs offer intentional online instructor training that includes onboarding to whatever learning management system they may be using. This is a basic first step in properly preparing instructors for online teaching success. Characteristic number 3, emphasis on community. One of the things most grieved when the world went online was a loss of human connection. We found we actually really liked being together and that some things were just too difficult to cultivate and curate online. An important characteristic of any effective and intentional online learning program is one that is addressing that need for connection in clever technological ways. Now, these attempts at community building will likely not replace our needs for actual human contact, but any online program that you are considering now should have mechanisms to try and build online community and encourage communication between instructors and students, and also students and other students. Characteristic number 4, evaluation. There is a difference, folks, between a webinar and an online course or training. Online learning programs that offer certificates, CEUs, or academic course credit have a responsibility to properly evaluate student performance and measure learning success. Now, learning benchmarks can be established in a number of creative ways, especially for on-demand self-paced learning. But if your program doesn't evaluate students at all, or at least encourage coursework feedback from students, you may want to start looking somewhere else. And lastly, characteristic number 5, diverse delivery methods. In the last 2 years, learning management system technology has advanced in mind-blowing ways. What was cutting edge in 2019 has all but been completely replaced in 2022. Zoom-only classrooms lack creativity and do not take advantage of the plethora of diverse curriculum content delivery methods available in a truly advanced and well-maintained LMS. Intentional online learning programs do not ask their instructors to Zoom their way through an entire course or semester, or even worse, require them to simply type it out and expect screen-fatigued students to hang on to their every typed word. Intentional programs encourage use of diverse delivery methods provided by or researched by the institutional or organizational host. Well, folks, that's our show for today. Remember, intention matters when it means being better prepared for online facilitation and being better prepared to offer a life-changing online learning experience for your students. We are the Online Educators Forum. See you next time.